All over the world, the gyms are closing again because of this pandemic. The question now is this the end of your fitness journey? The answer is no, it is not. If you want to learn how to build muscle at home or maintain the muscle mass you worked so hard for while the gyms were open, this episode is for you. You should stay and listen for a few more minutes because today I have 3 principles for you that will improve your home workouts with your body weight and or resistance bands, okay? If you don't apply the 3 principles that I'm going to show you today, I can almost guarantee you that you will not only not make progress during this time, during the next few weeks or months, you're also not going to maintain the muscle mass that you've already built, okay? So stick with me. Hey brethren, and welcome back to another episode on the RVALUED YouTube channel, okay? I got some bad news for you. If you don't know already, all over the world, the gyms are closing again. In Germany, they got closed yesterday. I think today they're closing in Austria. And all over the world, in the United States, everywhere, thousands of gyms are closing. Okay, so that means we as, individuals who want to work out at the gym are not able to do that anymore. Okay, this hurts and makes everything a lot harder, but I am here to tell you that this is not the end. We have to adapt to the current circumstances, and I'm going to give you 3 principles that you can apply today. Very practical principles, very practical ways that you can apply today so that you won't lose muscle mass during the next few weeks or months. Okay, we don't know how long this pandemic is going to go on. Only God knows. Okay, and these principles are going to help you not only to maintain muscle mass, but also to build muscle mass while you are at home. Okay, and if your goal is not to build muscle mass, then click away. No, actually, if your goal is not to build muscle mass, that's fine, because this video is great for you, even if you just want to enhance your performance, if you want to get stronger and more fit, okay? If you want to improve your health, this video is for you. Okay, I don't know about you, but I feel like it is very tempting to say that, okay, the gyms are closed, I'm not going to work out at all. I'm not going to do anything. Okay, I might do some crunches here and there. I might do a few push-ups after I wake up in the morning, but I'm not going to follow a strategic plan. I'm not going to work out. I'm not going to improve and make progress during the next few weeks or months. Okay, but here's the deal. You can still achieve great results at home. There's this one quote that I really like by Jordan Lee, and he says, "It's not intensity, it's frequency that transforms. Be consistent." Okay, so even though the situation is far from ideal, you will make progress if you stay consistent. And you can apply this to anything in life, okay? These 3 principles that I'm going to share with you today, and I'm also going to share a workout plan with you. A workout plan that you can stick to even though you're at home, even though you don't have a gym membership right now, okay? These 3 principles will allow you to build muscle and, achieve great results when you stick to them and when you stay consistent. Okay, in order to share these 3 principles with you today, I'll have to dig a little bit deeper. Okay, we're going to go a little bit deeper today. So I would say let's just get straight started, okay? This episode is going to be longer, but it is near and dear to my heart that even though this pandemic is crazy and all of our lives are crazy right now, that you can build muscle. Okay, muscle. Okay, muscle. It's nice. It's nice when you can look into the mirror and say, hey, I feel good. I just feel good. I like the way I look. Okay, if you're a man watching this right now, if you're a male, then I believe, and you can You can say, man, you're so wrong, but I believe that it is good for a man to build muscle mass. And there's this one quote. Let me look it up real quick. Okay, there's this quote by Socrates, and he says the following: "No man has the right to be an amateur in the matter of physical training. It is a shame for a man to grow old without seeing the beauty and strength of which his body is capable." Okay, this is Socrates, 2,000 years ago. There's truth to that, okay? And I believe that for us as men, it is our duty to become stronger. Okay, we usually play the provider roles in our families, and it is good to build that muscle mass. So this workout plan and the following 3 principles are going to help you to do just that. Okay, let's just jump right into it, okay? Principle number 1 is light weights and hypertrophy. Okay? Thanks to the big meta-analyses which were done in 2016 and 2017, we know that light and heavy weights lead to the same muscle growth as long as the volume is the same and you train until muscle failure. And that, my friend, is very encouraging. But the special thing here is that particularly in the high rep ranges, okay, in the high repetition ranges, we have to fight our way to absolute muscle failure in order to still recruit sufficient motor units and to be able to set a successful hypertrophy stimulus. Okay? But you can do it. You can do it, whether with push-ups or pull-ups or crunches or seated band rows. You can do it. You can stimulate your muscle cells to the point where they're going to grow. And you can build a lot of muscle. But the thing is, and this is the special thing, this kind of differentiates our training in the gym from the training that we are accomplishing at home. It is the rep ranges. And it is the fact that we need to go until the limit. We need to get to the point where we're not able to get one more rep out of our muscle. We need to get to the point. I'm talking RPE 9, RPE 10. Rate of perceived exertion. Okay, RPE 10 is you can't even get one more rep out of your muscle. RPE 7 is you have 3 reps in your tank, basically, okay? So we need to fight. Okay, we need to fight to the point where we're not able to get one more rep out of this. And this is kind of controversial, and it is not contrary to popular belief, which I actually do not like. I do not support the idea of you having to work until muscle failure every time you work out. I'm not a fan of muscle failure. I'm not a fan of working so hard that you are not able to, get one more rep out of you. I'm not a fan of that. And the reason as to why I'm not a fan of working out until you reach muscle failure is the following. The risk of you injuring yourself when you hit muscle failure is so much higher. It improves and increases drastically. And the thing about injuring yourself is that once you are injured and you're not able to work out for 2, 3, 4 months, maybe even a year, if it is a serious injury, then you can basically say goodbye to all the progress that you could have made in those 4 or 5 or 12 months if you would have stick to a very, very consistent training plan. Okay, so I'm not a fan of muscle failure because you basically run into the risk that you are probably and that doesn't make sense, but you run into the risk that you are going to injure yourself. Okay, and another thing is when you are squatting or deadlifting or benching and you always hit muscle failure and you don't have one single rep inside of you, the problem with that is that you will have to take so much rest. Okay, your central nervous system is being fatigued and getting fatigued to such a degree that you will have to rest so much more. And your body is not really able to handle so much stress and fatigue for a long period of time. So I'm a fan of just doing the minimum minimum effective dose. Okay, if you would look at the pages that I have, in the back of my room, or in the, at the wall, there's one sentence. Okay, this one sentence says that basically minimum effective dose. Okay, just do so much that you can achieve muscle growth, but don't do more. Okay, just stay consistent with it, and over the course of time, you will make progress and you will make gains. Okay, so make sure that you train with light weights, but that you go until muscle failure, and the volume needs to stay the same. Okay, there are so many ways you can reach the same volume. You can increase the sets, you can increase the reps, you can increase the weights, but now that the gyms are closed, we don't have access to weights. So now we need to work with what we have. Okay, maybe you have a resistance band like this. Okay, this thing costs 10, 20, 30 bucks, and it provides resistance. Why would you spend money for resistance, right? But this kind of simulates weight. And this is one way you can, get to the same volume. Volume means sets, reps, and weight put together. And this is basically the volume that you're running and that you're working out with. Okay, this is a deep content, like a deep topic, and we're not going to go into that right now. But what I want you to know is that you should not stop working out just because the gyms are closed. Continue to work out and make sure you do those reps and you go until muscle failure. Okay, but this is the first principle. Let's move on to the second principle, okay? And that is progressive overload. Okay, in order to be able to continue building muscle in the future, we have to become stronger in one form or another. Now here's the thing. This can happen in a number of different ways. Okay? This can happen through a better form. This can happen through higher loads. This can happen through more repetitions, a higher training frequency, or accomplishing the same training performance with a lower body fat percentage. Okay, for example, like these are ways you can progress and achieve progressive overload. But listen, every workout, now more than ever, should therefore be logged and documented in detail, so that you can see objectively whether an increase in performance has emerged or is emerging over time. Okay, so you need to log your workouts. Even though you're just, in the park or at home doing push-ups or pull-ups or, seated band rows or, the trap bar deadlift, the banded trap bar deadlift. And like I said, I'm going to share with you one workout plan that works amazingly if you're, looking into working out at home. But you need to document your progress. I documented my progress when I was at the gym, and I'm not going to drop that habit. I'm going to pick it up again, and I'm going to continue tracking my progress. So I'm going to continue tracking the reps I do, the sets, and the exercises. And of course, how often I have worked out in a specific week. So make sure that you're tracking and logging your workouts and that you are achieving some kind of progressive overload. And as I said, this can happen in a number of different ways. But the most practical are that you just increase your reps, okay? That you increase your reps, or that you increase the sets that you are accomplishing, or the weight. But now that you don't have dumbbells or barbells at home, if you do, that's amazing, work with those. But if you don't, you need to make sure that you are kind of, finding other ways to progress. Big idea and principle number 3 is training frequency, okay? Even without a gym, each muscle group should be trained at least twice a week for optimal results. It's as simple as that. The best way to do this is through either full body training or an upper-lower body training split, okay? With light weights, we can also, and this is important, also increase the training frequency slightly and aim for maybe a frequency of 3 or even 4 a week, okay? Consequently, you should train at least twice a week, maybe even 4 times a week on fixed days for the best possible results, okay? So that being said, I'm now going to give you a workout plan that you can stick to and follow for the next weeks or months. And as I said, it is especially great if you're working out at home, if you're a beginner or if you're an amateur. But even if you are, an advanced lifter that has hit the gym for maybe 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 10 years, this workout plan can do miracles for you if you are someone who is like me, who's like, hey, either I'm going to do my stuff and I'm going to work out 6 times a week or not at all. Because like I said, it's tempting to say, okay, the gyms are closed, I'm not going to do anything from now on. I'm just going to wait until the gyms open again. But hey man, if you want to see muscle growth, if you want to see, you improving, then you need to work out. You need to do something, even though, it might not be as effective as your gym workouts, but it's still going to be so much better than doing nothing, because 1 is bigger and better than 0. Okay, so the training frequency is incredibly important. There's something called the protein synthesis, and the protein synthesis lasts for 48 hours to 72 hours. This is how long the period goes on in which you can build muscle, in which your body regenerates and builds muscle. This is important. This is an important principle, and it's kind of a deep theory. But basically, when you work out and when you stimulate your muscle cells, something happens within those muscle cells, and you activate the protein synthesis. And when you activate the protein synthesis, you are basically telling your body, hey, build muscle mass. And for you to maximize your protein synthesis, you may need to make sure that you eat enough protein, enough calories, and that you are working out at least twice a week on one muscle group, maybe even 3 times a week or 3.5 times a week, so every other day. But the training frequency is important, and the training frequency of a natural lifter or a natural athlete should be significantly different, or so much. It should be different than the one of a steroid user. Okay, so you may have friends who work out once a week, but that doesn't mean that you should do the same. Okay, if you are natty and you're not taking any performance-enhancing drugs, which I would definitely recommend you not to do, then not take any drugs, then you should at least work on your muscle groups and your different muscles twice to maybe even 3 or 3.5 times a week. Twice being the minimum and 4 times being the maximum. And now that you are going to have a very, very wonderful workout plan that you can stick to at home, you can even work out 4 times a week. Okay. So here's a home workout plan that I'm going to give you with resistance bands. Okay, so if you can afford one of these, that would be great, because they're not that much, $10, $15, $20, $30, and you can get them basically anywhere. But I'm going to go more into that later. So the following workout plan should give you an idea of what I mean with the theory that I just described and help you achieve solid results. The following plan is a full body training that you should do every other day. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday, and Tuesday, and so on and so forth. This would be ideal. Or you can just do it on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, or Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. You can do it however you want, but try to do it every other day if you can. Okay. In this specific case, we're talking about an A day and a B day. Okay, with at least 1 day off in between, because you're doing a full body training split and the protein synthesis lasts for 48 hours. So there's no need to work on one muscle twice in a row or 2 days in a row. There's no need to work on a muscle once in a week, because that's not good. Like, you could, make so much more out of your workouts and your training split. So here's day A. Okay, we start with a banded squat and we do 3 sets and do 8 to 25 reps. Now, as you can see, you are always going to stick to between 8 to 25 reps. Why? Because this is a pretty close to ideal rep range for someone who wants to build muscle and stimulate his body in a way that he's going to achieve hypertrophy. muscle growth and an increase in size of the muscle cells, or the muscle in and of itself, which consists of muscle cells. So we start with a banded squat and do 3 sets. Then we go on with to the Bulgarian split squats, and you could also do banded Bulgarian split squats, and we only do 2 sets, 8 to 25 reps. Then we move on to the push-ups and do 4 sets with 8 to 25 reps, and then we go on and move on to the banded rows seated, or seated banded rows for this matter, and do 4 sets of those. Then we move on to the diamond push-ups, do 3 sets, and then banded face pulls, 3 sets to finish off this workout. Now, the wonderful thing about this workout plan is that it includes all of the muscle groups, all of the important muscle groups that you need to, work out every week, okay, in every training. So this is a full body training split. And as I said, if you are an amateur, or if you're someone who is, and you don't need to be an amateur to work out in this split. This split is literally for every single one, but especially if you are just getting into working out, if you're just getting into working out at home, this split will do wonders for you, okay? Okay, so we start with the banded squats and move on until we are at the banded face pulls. That's it, very simple training. And we are stimulating each and every muscle group. Okay. Workout plan day B. Okay, this one is a little bit more advanced. Okay, and for this one, you are going to need this one. Like, you can do the same day, and you don't have to do day A and day B. You could only do day A and only do day B if you want. But I think it's kind of nice to have that, what is the right word? A little bit, something refreshing. It's basically just refreshing when you have more options. So we start with the banded trap bar deadlifts and do 3 sets of those. If you don't know, like, deadlifts and squats are amazing because these are compound movements. And if you're a man, like I said, or like I asked before, if you're a man watching this or listening to this, then you know that compound movements, heavy compound movements such as deadlifts, squats, and bench presses, and so on and so forth, massively spike your testosterone, okay? And they target multiple muscle groups at once, so you are going to burn more calories at once, so you need to make sure that you're eating more calories if you want to build muscle. But these are great. Then we go on to the banded hamstring curls, and you see we only do 2 sets of those, but we do 8 to 25 reps. Now, the thing about banded hamstring curls is that they're incredibly demanding. They're hard, okay? If you can do 25 reps of banded hamstring curls, you are going to be sore. You're going to be sore. And this is a good thing in this case because we want to push ourselves and we want to make sure that we are targeting the right muscles. Okay, then we go on to the banded shoulder press. Obviously, we're training the deltoids here. And a good shoulder press is one of my favorite exercises all time. One of my all-time favorite exercises. Then we move on to the banded rows with the underhand grip and do 4 sets of those. Now here we're working on the lats, we're working on the traps, but also on our biceps. So we have multiple muscles included here. And this is kind of almost like a superset thing, almost like you can think about this in a way that you would do supersets, okay? You do the banded rows with the underhand grip and you're kind of doing this movement, okay? So you are doing this, and now with the banded butterflies, you're doing this, okay? This. And this is almost like an antagonistic workout plan and training plan, like in this case, or exercises. Okay, please excuse me if this didn't make sense, because it really doesn't make much sense, but we do butterflies, okay? So we do the butterflies, pretty good exercise if you want to stimulate your chest. Okay, so we do 4 sets of those, and we move on to the last 2 exercises, the banded lying bicep curls. Okay, we do through sets, 3 sets of 8 to 25 reps. Okay, lying biceps curls with this resistance band are incredible. You can really target your biceps and really, sometimes I feel like we go to the gym and not going to the gym or the gym's closing is such a big excuse for us to not work out at all. But you can really make some major progress in the next few weeks or months. And you can, when the gym's open again, you will head to the gym and you will be stronger than before. Okay? And then the last exercise, the banded triceps extensions or tricep extensions, or as I like to call them, the triceps push down. Okay, love it. Love it. For this one, you'll probably need a rack or something where you can just take your band and, push it down, and the resistance band. But all of these exercises, you can kind of twist and turn them. You can tweak on them or tweak them. You can replace them. You can see what works best for you. But this should give you a general idea what I'm talking about, okay? With this plan and the principles that I've previously talked about in this video, you will succeed in training at home just as easily, and you will continue to be able to noticeably and visibly build muscles, okay? So from now on, you don't have any excuses anymore. Okay, so to kind of summarize it and to give you 3 practical steps, I once again want to remind you of the 3 principles, and they are light weights and hypertrophy. Okay, just hit failure. Work out until you reach absolute muscle failure, and try to kind of increase your volume and do more sets, do more reps. And again, you need to progress somehow, okay? This was the second principle. You need to achieve progressive overload. And when we look at this plan, there are plenty of ways you can do this, okay? For example, if you would do push-ups, you could either do more sets. So we started with 4 sets, okay? We started with 4 sets. Now, after a month or so, you could maybe go up to 5 sets or 6 sets, okay? So if you do 4 sets and you can do 15 reps, okay? This is where you start, 4 sets, 15 reps. Then move on and try to do 20 reps in the next workout, okay? 4 sets of 20 reps. Once you hit 20 reps, try to go to 4 sets and 25 reps. Once you hit 25 reps, you go and increase the sets. Now that we can't really increase the weight, we need to increase the sets or the reps, okay? So do 5 sets and start with 15 reps, and then work yourself up to 20, 25 reps, and then start the whole process again with 6 sets. Now, this is one way you can do it. And obviously, you don't want to be there and do 20 sets of push-ups and then, do 5 more exercises because you want to be as efficient as possible. I understand that, and I command that, okay? Don't waste your time, be efficient, and watch the future RVALUED videos, because we're going to be talking more about how to be efficient and effective, how to build muscle with or without the gym, how to improve your nutrition and your sleep and your performance in general. And I'm excited about the following videos, but again, find ways to achieve progressive overload, because this is what ultimately is going to dictate whether you are going to build muscle or not, okay? And a few other things, okay? That was kind of simplistic, but this is one of the most important principles that you need to understand and implement from now on. And the third thing was the training frequency, okay? There's really no need to work out every day, but there's also, significant evidence that you should not work out once a week. Okay, try to work out at least twice a week. If you have a lot of time, or if you're young and you have a lot of energy that you want to put to work, then you can work out 3 or 4 times a week. And if you feel like, hey, this full body training split isn't doing it for me, then switch to an upper lower body training split. Okay, so now you're working on the lower body 3 times a week and your upper body 3 times a week. So now you're working out a total of 6 times a week. Or you could kind of decrease the volume and work out 4 times a week in an upper body, lower body split, and have 2 lower body workouts and 2 upper body workouts. Okay, this is, you get the way I'm thinking, right? You just got to be creative and allow yourself to be creative and think of solutions. Allow yourself to think of ideas, how you can improve your workouts, improve your training, improve your nutrition. Allow yourself, because often we are like, Man, I haven't heard that before. I don't know if this is working. I don't know if my friends are going to think bad of me or so on and so forth. But just do it and be creative. Obviously, if you're not sure about something, you can ask others, you can ask me, you can email me at revalued@gmail.com, and I will get in touch with you as soon as possible. But just find solutions to problems, okay? And yeah, this is kind of it. This is it. But again, I want to ask you something, okay? All around the world, okay, no, let us finish off strong, okay? And I'm going to give you 3 very practical steps. 3 very, very practical steps that I want you to do right now, today, or this week. 3 very practical steps, okay? Here's what I want you to do. All over the world, the gyms are closing because of this pandemic. And I want you to go to the store and grab one of these bands, okay? Just buy them. Like, you can buy multiple, but you can also buy just one. This one is pretty ideal because it is kind of... It provides proper resistance. It's hard and it's hard to work out with it, but this is what I like. So, okay, like this is what I like. For example, if I do banded trap bar deadlifts, this one does a great job and provides a lot of resistance. But it also allows me to do bicep curls and so on and so forth. So get one of these bands. They cost, like I said, 10, 15, 20 bucks. And you can all order them online as well. So get one of these. That's step number 1. If you cannot buy one of these, then don't worry. Just do what you can with your own body weight or with a backpack. Okay, you could even load a backpack full with watermelons and then put it on your bag and do push-ups. And you could also increase the volume and increase, the resistance by doing that. But then once you have this band, I want you to hop on YouTube and watch a few tutorials of the exercises that I've just given you in this workout plan. There are plenty of tutorials out there. Okay, just type in banded trap bar deadlift, and I'm certain, like I even watched it. I watched a few videos, and there are videos out there. So if you don't know how to exercise or perform an exercise in particular, just look it up and you will find it. And just make sure your form is good. This is another way how you can increase the resistance and progress by bettering and increasing the quality of your form. So do that. And once you watch the few tutorials and you kind of get the gist of how these exercises are performed, start following this routine and work out 2 to 4 times a week. Or if you do it every other day, 3.5 times a week. Start doing that. Okay, and you will see results. Step number 3 is work out 2 to 4 times a week. That's what I just said. But make sure you are in a caloric surplus if you want to build muscle. Okay? If you want to build muscle mass, there are a few pillars that you need to get right. One of these pillars is your nutrition, and another is, for example, your sleep. Because if you're sleeping 6 hours a night and you're feeling sluggish and tired all the time, your performance is going to suffer because of that. And you will not be able to get everything out of you. So make sure that you eat enough if you want to build muscle, and eat a sufficient amount of protein. Okay, that is anywhere between 1.5 grams to 2 grams per kilogram body weight. So protein is a big one, but don't overthink it or overcomplicate it. Just make sure you have a good diet. Allow yourself to eat some meals and stuff that you like. Don't be too strict on yourself or too hard on yourself. If you want to eat pizza, then eat some pizza. If you want to go out and eat some ice cream, then eat some ice cream. You get what I'm saying. So make sure you are in a caloric surplus of about 300 calories that you add to your maintenance calories if you want to build muscle. If you are in a diet, everything looks a little bit different, especially now during this pandemic. Because the gyms are closed, you really need to make sure that you are providing enough stimuli to your muscles, okay? Because if you're not working out hard enough, chances are you are going to lose a significant amount of muscle mass, because working out and providing resistance to your muscles and, working out in general is just very, very helpful if you want to maintain muscle mass in general. Okay, that's a rule of thumb. That's a principle that you can remember and remind yourself of. The more you work out, the more you guarantee yourself and help yourself to maintain muscle mass. And now that you are in a caloric restricted diet, you need to make sure that you are working out enough and also eating even more protein to give your body enough building material, basically. Okay. My question to you now is, okay, after I've given you the 3 principles, after I've given you the workout plan, and after I've shared all of these things with you, my question to you is, what is the thing that you are struggling with the most during this pandemic when it comes to your fitness and health? Okay, please answer this question in the comments down below. Let us talk about it, or shoot me an email at revalued@gmail.com. But let me know, what is the thing that you are struggling with the most during this pandemic? Like when it comes to your health and your fitness and your performance, okay? What is the thing that you're struggling with the most? Let me know in the comments down below. All right, I hope this information in this episode helped you out. I hope it blessed you and served you. And again, please apply it, okay? Apply this information. Apply these workouts to your life, to your week, to your workouts, to your workout schedule, okay? Apply them and let me know if you're seeing results. But as I said, let me know what you're struggling with the most, because I'm going to make content based off of your answers, okay? So again, thank you for watching. My name is Vincent William. I'm a performance coach and I love to hang out with you. So stay tuned for the next video. I'll see you on the next Tuesday. Next Tuesday is when I'm going to drop a new video. So until then, just stay strong, stay healthy, and be encouraged. Peace.